don't know who needs to hear this, but may God reintroduce you to the same people who despised you. I'm going to say it again. May God reintroduce you to the same people who despised you. Let me remind you of the story of Joseph, who was despised by his own brothers. They didn't like him at all, and they came up with a plan to get rid of him. At first, they considered to unalive him, but they decided, let's just sell him into slavery. And as they were selling him, I'm pretty sure they were convinced that their brother would go out there to suffer. What they didn't know is that wherever they sent him, God orchestrated favor upon this man, because the king promoted this man. In fact, Joseph was right under the king. He was made in charge of the whole of Egypt. There was a very huge famine that hit the people, and everybody was going to Egypt to look for grains because it's the only place where they could get it. And who was put in charge of Egypt? Joseph. And who went to the same Egypt looking for grains? His brothers. And it's interesting how they couldn't recognize Joseph. At some point, they were referring to him as my Lord. They couldn't recognize their own brother. Let me tell you, my prayer for you is that God works on you so much, God cleans you up thoroughly, that even your enemies cannot recognize you. I love something interesting about this story is his brothers didn't like him because of how he interpreted the dream he had. So he was despised because of his dream interpretation, but it's the same dream interpretation that got him favor with the king. Let me leave you with this encouragement. What they used to despise you today is what the Lord will use to lift you up tomorrow.